Hello everyone! So what you just saw and heard was a short demonstration of Aeroband MIDI BETA Guitar, or should I rather say guitar-shaped MIDI controller. Now, if you're following latest gear developments, the guitar gear reviews on YouTube or whatever, you probably think you saw this one already lurking around over YouTube or, some ads. But the thing that you actually saw was probably not this one. It was this one. And this is called Aeroband Guitar, or Aeroband Original Guitar. It came before. And yeah, they look exactly the same. But the original, beside the MIDI and Bluetooth MIDI capabilities, has also built-in sound interface. Built-in sound engine inside, as well as built-in Bluetooth speaker, microphone input. So it basically allows you to play this guitar without any connections at all. But today I'm not gonna talk about original. I'm just gonna only talk about the latest MIDI Beta Aeroband guitar. And beta means it's still in development. It already received few firmware upgrades. It's gonna be cheaper than original for I think more $120, $130, up to $150. And yeah, it's already received few firmware updates. Hopefully it's gonna continue to improve with further firmware updates. And for all of you who are already intermediate or advanced guitar players or something, it's definitely going to be more useful than original because it's going to be cheaper. And only thing we are interested here really is their MIDI capabilities. So let me show you quickly what it's all about. First, it features a modular design, or like removable neck design. You can just remove the neck with a flip of switch or button here. Get it back. Easy and convenient for packing or transport. And as I said, it features these stringless designs. Basically, it has these like silicone strings, but they're glued over kind of silicone frets. So basically there's no, when you press with the left hand, it takes some time to get used to, it feels a little bit weird at the beginning, but it doesn't require really any effort at all, playing with the left hand. And for the right hand, it feels pretty much like a normal guitar because it has actually strings. It's like a special string that you get with the guitar, and you also get one set extra. They're like a double ball-ended short strings that you put here. You see? And you play it, yeah, like any normal guitar, with a pick, with the fingers, or whatever. Now, a few things also to mention. Yes, so you can also adjust the tension of each string here with a special screwdriver that comes in. Yeah, apart from that, because it shares the same design with the previous one, obviously you see here like a place for Bluetooth speaker, but there's nothing inside. It's stripped from all these features that the original has, and because of that, it's much more lighter. Also, this microphone input, I don't think that also works here on the MIDI version. And here you have some transpose buttons and stuff. Also buttons for drum machine, which I don't think it's available on this one. So available on original. Anyway, they just kept the same design, but they stripped it away from all these other features, just kept the MIDI and Bluetooth MIDI capabilities, which we are mostly interested in. And here also you have a charging port or USB-C cable for the MIDI. Now, it's important to mention that each string is transmitted on the separate MIDI channel. So you can set it up, to have basically 6 different instruments on each string, basically different plug-in, different VST instrument. You can have like flute on the first string, I don't know, clarinet on the second, piano on the third, or different combination, like the first 2 strings can be flute, third, fourth, and fifth can be, clarinet. So basically you can program it any way you like. And as I said, it transmits MIDI through USB-C cable and also Bluetooth MIDI. Now, Bluetooth MIDI can be handy, when you go if you want to record it, connect it to your, like a mini DAW on your iPad or on your iPhone or something. But whenever you have a chance, avoid the MIDI Bluetooth, because the tracking and transmissions is not that good as through USB-C cable. Other than that, it's pretty much plug and play. I just plug it in with the cable. You launch, for example, Logic. You just immediately recognize it as a MIDI controller, and you're good to go. You choose your sound and you record. Now, tracking, it's pretty good, I have to say, but one thing that you need to pay attention about the MIDI guitars, and I don't have too much experience with MIDI guitars, I maybe try a few. You really have to play them, carefully, because of all that tracking thing, and different plugins respond a little bit differently. So you really have to be careful. It takes some time to get used to play MIDI through guitar. Any guitar, not just this one. So yeah, you really need to pay attention. You really have to play all strings clean. You need to watch about the velocity, but also you can set it. This one has a accompanying app, as well as the original Aeroband, where you can actually, as you can see here, you can basically, change the sensitivity of different strings, change the velocity of different strings. Now, I didn't fiddle with this too much. I pretty much left it, stock by default how it came. But it obviously can help, to level up, the differences between different strings. If one is too quiet or it doesn't respond exactly how you like it, again, depending on your pick style of your right hand, you can tweak it here, and this surely would help, improve the tracking. So now let's hear a few more examples of this guitar and how it works. So, my 2 cents. You probably heard in this, especially in this last example, some unwanted little noises, unwanted little notes, some quirks, no matter how careful I was. And that's one thing that is, really the most frustrating thing about this instrument, this controller, is basically the fact that you will have to rethink your whole, guitar technique. It's just not gonna work. The things that you're normally able to play on your normal guitar, they're gonna come out nicely. It's not gonna work here. So you need to really be extra careful. You actually need to, I don't know how to explain this, you need to play it like a robot in order, everything to come out nicely and clean, because all of these, MIDI tracking and quirks. And I really hope they're gonna improve it even more. Now it's not bad, but it can be much better. So no matter, it's not impossible, definitely. But if you're gonna play something like a little bit faster like this, yeah, you will find some quirks that you need to basically probably later, repair it in your DAW manually or something. But yeah, that's the most frustrating thing. You will need to basically to rethink your whole guitar technique, how you're playing, how you're trying to mute string, how you put your right hand, how you pick, how you fret. So that can be a little bit frustrating. Again, not impossible, but a little bit frustrating. So I hope Aeroband is gonna, even more improve the tracking, and all this way, this instrument responds to MIDI. Now, to wrap it up, who might need this kind of MIDI controller guitar? Well, if you're, guitar player that's also, is doing sequencing on computer, making its own little arrangements for a song, making backing tracks, but for example, you don't play keyboards. I know quite a few people that just play guitar, doesn't play keyboards. This can be a really useful tool, to lay down, synth pads, as you heard, to lay down, bass guitar, some pianos, or whatever, drums, whatever. It's going to be much easier for you to play it here through MIDI, and even if the tracking is not so great, to just repair these few notes that are maybe missed by these MIDI little quirks, then to write it with your mouse or something, in the sequencer in your Cubase or Logic or whatever. So yeah, it can definitely be useful, and not even if you play keyboards and you want to lay, for example, bass guitar, it's going to be much more natural for you maybe to play that bass line on the MIDI guitar than to play it on the keyboard. So yeah, I can definitely see use of this instrument, even if you are, intermediate, advanced, or whatever player, whatever type of player. Now, a few things I would really want to see on this guitar, as on this controller, as a guitar player, is what am I missing here? Obviously, because of this guitar design, there's no string bends and there's no vibrato. So I would really like to see some, keyboard-like pitch bend wheel or something, here or wherever. So when you play something that you can actually apply vibrato or, pitch bend, like you're bending strings. So that would really, really, really be useful on an instrument like this. Also, what is not possible, it's not possible, for example, which is, a big part of guitar playing, you cannot do pull off to open string. It's not gonna work. Obviously, again, because of the design. Hammer on is gonna work, but the pull off to an open string is not gonna work. So if you're gonna play actually some guitar parts on this one through MIDI, it can be a little bit limiting. But yeah, so yeah, the thing that I miss the most is basically ability to apply vibrato and pitch bend. You can apply it later in your DAW, with some other tools, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, so note to Aeroband company, please include a pitch bend wheel, keyboard-like, somewhere probably over here. Instead of this Bluetooth speaker, it would be a great place to, when playing something, to be able to bend or, apply vibrato to the notes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, yeah, tracking hopefully it's going to be improved even more, although it's not bad at all. I mean, definitely, again, I have to mention, it takes some time to get used to. And not only because it's a MIDI, it's also because of this design. Because as a guitar player, I have tendency to try to, at least apply like a classical vibrato to notes. Whenever I stop on some notes, I just feel weird just stopping like that. So even when I try to apply it, sometimes, my finger slips, or, it's the MIDI's detecting some unusual stuff, or, pressure is different. So sometimes my notes, kind of fade away or abruptly stop. So yeah, that's a little thing, that's weird for a guitar player, but it's, it can be a lot of stuff. It can be played. You can play faster parts, as you saw. Especially it's good, for laying down the pads, chord progressions. So yeah, definitely useful. Check it out. And I'm going to leave the link in the description where you can see, buy it. I think it goes for something around 340, 350 US dollars, depending on your location. Yeah, check it out. That was Aeroband MIDI Beta Guitar. Cheers.